Then she starts clipping her hair. To Connell, this seems like something she could accomplish in the car. And I hear you did very well, she says. You stopped the class, says Marianne. Right, Connell says. Marianne did pretty good too. Can we go? Lorraine pauses in the untying of her apron. I didn't realize we were in a rush, she says. He puts his hands in his pockets and suppresses an irritable sigh, but suppresses it with an audible intake of breath, so that it still sounds like a sigh. I just have to pop up and take a load out of the dryer, says Lorraine, and then we'll be off. Okay? He says nothing, merely hanging his head while Lorraine leaves the room. Do you want some of this? Marianne says. She's holding out the jar of chocolate spread. He presses his hands down slightly further into his pockets, as if trying to store his entire body in his pockets all at once. No thanks, he says. Did you get your punch results today? Yesterday. He puts his back against the fridge and watches her lick the spoon. In school, he and Marianne affect not to know each other. People know that Marianne lives out in the white mansion with the driveway, and that Connell's mother is a cleaner, but no one knows of the special relationship between these facts. I got an A1, he says. What did you get in German? Oh, so sorry for breathing into the mic just now. I think I'm doing it a lot. I do need to get better at that. I'm very sorry. I got an A1, he says. What did you get in German? An A1, she says. Are you bragging? You're gonna get 600, are you? She shrugs. You probably will, she says. Well, you're smarter than me. Don't feel bad. I'm smarter than everyone. Marianne is grinning now. She exercises an open contempt for people in school. She has no friends and spends her lunchtimes alone reading novels. A lot of people really hate her. Her father died when she was 13, and Connell has heard she has a mental illness now or something. It's true she is the smartest person in school. He dreads being left alone with her like this, but he also finds himself fantasizing about things he could say to impress her. You're not top of the class in English, he points out. She licks her teeth, unconcerned. Maybe you should give me grinds, Connell, she says. He feels his ears get hot. She's probably just being glib and not suggestive, but if she's being suggestive, it's only to degrade him by association since she's considered an object of disgust. She wears ugly, thick-soled flat shoes and doesn't put makeup on her face. People have said she doesn't shave her legs or anything. Connell once heard that she spilled chocolate ice cream on herself in the school lunchroom, and she went to the girls' bathrooms and took her blouse off to wash it in the sink. That's a popular story about her. Everyone has heard it. If she wanted, she could make a big show of saying hello to Connell in school. I'll see you this afternoon, she could say, in front of everyone. Undoubtedly, it would put him in an awkward position, which is the kind of thing she usually seems to enjoy, but she's never done it. What were you talking to Miss Neary about today? Says Marianne. Oh, nothing. I don't know. Exams. Marianne twists the spoon around inside the jar. Does she fancy you or something? Marianne says. Connell watches her moving the spoon. His ears still feel very hot. Why do you say that? He says. God, you're not having an affair with her, are you? Obviously not. Do you think it's funny joking about that? Sorry, says Marianne. She has a focused expression like she's looking through his eyes into the back of his head. You're right, it's not funny, she says. I'm sorry. He nods, looks around the room for a bit, digs the toe of his shoe into a groove between the tiles. Sometimes I feel like she does act kind of weird around me, he says, but I wouldn't say that to people or anything. Even in class, I think she's very flirtatious towards you. Do you really think that? Marianne nods.